today we are eating mac and cheese, and not just any mac and cheese. We have chicken and gravy mac and cheese over here, although I don't really see much gravy. That's what it's supposed to be according to the menu. And over here we just have a classic mac and cheese, or as they like to call it, mac cheese. And got myself a little bev over here, went to Fantasia, got a peach green tea. But yeah, let's get a good look at what we have here. That's enough. Let's get into it. It's called chicken and gravy, but I don't really see much gravy. I thought it would be like a gravy sauce or something with the chicken on the mac and cheese, but you know what? Let's give it a bite. It's not the cheesiest mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. That chicken is fire though. Oh my god. I really like that chicken. Let's try the mac and cheese in real quick. What is the difference? What? That is not cheesy at all. Oh my god. What? I know it looks really good, and like I'm shocked as well, to be honest. I don't know about this. It's lacking flavor. It tastes really bland. See, the thing that's saving it for me right now is I really enjoy the type of macaroni that they use. It has like the ridges on it, like the big macaroni with the ridges on it. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh shit. Oh, that's a downside to like always eating in your car. Like you just drop random shit sometimes, and I'm just like, one day when I deep clean my car, I wonder how much just like random food I'm gonna find under my chair that I just didn't see. It's gonna be so nasty. But as I was saying, I don't know if you guys can see, like this macaroni, it's like the big kind and it has like ridges, right? I really like this type of macaroni, but maybe like I set myself up, you know, because I saw that they use my favorite type of mac, so I had really high expectations, but it's super bland. It almost doesn't even taste like mac and cheese. It almost just tastes like some pasta. Those just like pastas that don't really have a sauce. It's just like they put like a bunch of like spices and oils into it. This one's a little bit more cheesy, and I don't know if it's the gravy that's making this mac and cheese a little bit more saucy and a little bit more rich than this one, because this one just, I almost can't even taste the cheese in this one, but it's still really bland. Maybe it is the gravy, because if that's the case, that the gravy is what's making it more saucy and I can barely even tell that there's gravy, that means their gravy is also bland. That means everything here is bland. The chicken is pretty good though, but I don't know, I had higher expectations, right? I'll tell you what, it's not bad. Like, it's still enjoyable, but I just had way higher expectations. But then on the other hand, it's really hard to like make bad mac and cheese, right? Like, even the worst mac and cheeses are just like okay, you know what I mean? There's literally like 2 or 3 ingredients, depending on how you make it. The reason I had such high expectations wasn't just because I really like the macaroni that they use, but also because it was kind of expensive. Both of these together came out to $30, I think. I think this one was a little bit more expensive, obviously. The chicken and gravy one was like $16, and this one was like $12 or something. That's really expensive for a mac and cheese dish. It was in a pretty bougie plaza, to be fair. Everything in that plaza is just super expensive. I just had higher expectations, you know? When I was in college, there used to be a mac and cheese place downtown that was only open on the weekends from like 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. And it would be the spot that everybody hits up after they finish clubbing on a weekend. It was just so good. When you had like the drunchies or the munchies or something, you just got to eat something at that moment. Everybody would congregate here. It was much cheaper than this. Like the most expensive thing that they had on their menu was $11, and that was like their monster mac and cheese. It had like everything. It had tater tots, hot Cheetos if you wanted to add it. It had like meat. That was like the most expensive thing, and it had so much inside of it. The plate itself of mac and cheese was just like way bigger. Like you got so much value, like, and it's just like coming from that to this is a big downgrade in my opinion. I'm not too sure about this one. The chicken and gravy mac and cheese is definitely like a lot better than the mac and cheesein', but it's still not that good, you know? Like this is just like kind of bad, to be honest. So like saying that this one is better than that isn't really saying much in terms of like the grand scheme of things. I don't know. This was like $4 or $5 more expensive than that one, and it's definitely not worth that much. I don't know. The chicken is good. But now that I think about it, judging by the plaza that it's in, it might be like a fine dining experience. That kind of explains why, one, it would be so expensive, and two, why it doesn't taste that good to me. Because this is the type of mac and cheese that I would expect if I went to a fine dining establishment and I ordered mac and cheese from there, right? So it makes sense. I just set myself up for disappointment. This is probably a lot healthier, but like mac and cheese itself is not like a healthy dish. Like you wouldn't be eating mac and cheese if you were watching out for your health at all, probably, right? Or, yeah, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I'm not hating on it or anything, you know, this is like what you would expect if you ordered mac and cheese at a fine dining restaurant. But it's just like, I'm extremely unsatisfied with it. I can usually eat way more mac and cheese than this. Like mac and cheese is one of my favorite foods. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the weather. Let me tell you guys about the weather. It's still ashy as fuck. Like it's still super fucking ashy. Like you can see flakes coming down from the sky. I feel like part of the reason why I might also be so full is because I drank so much of my beverage. The dumbest fucking thing happened to me yesterday night. School started up for me like a week and a half ago. So I've been going to my Zoom classes every single day, and I've been like going to class, paying attention to what the professor says, and then doing like my readings and stuff. But I got an email from my professor last night, and he was emailing me and like 4 other kids in my class. He was like, I forgot to tell you guys how to set up your Zoom group call. So he sent us like a PDF file of like instructions on how to set up Zoom calls with like people that you don't necessarily know, right? The people in my group like replied to the email, and they were talking about like when they were free to meet up on Zoom and stuff. And then I was just like, what is going on? Because I've been going to every single class, but I literally don't remember him saying anything about like a group project or anything. So I was so confused. I looked through my emails and stuff, and I was like, did he send us an email or something? And I didn't find anything. I'm just so confused, and everybody's talking back and forth as if they know exactly what's going on, and I'm just there like, I literally emailed the group and I was like, hey guys, what is this for? Lol XD. Trying to break the ice, trying to like and then someone from my group replied to me, and then she was like, oh, it's for a group presentation that we're supposed to give next time we meet in class. I had never been so confused in my life. I was like, when the fuck did the professor ever talk about a group project, like a group presentation that we were supposed to give in class? Honestly, he probably did mention something about it, and I probably just like completely like, I don't know, maybe my brain shut off at that very moment that he said that. But I was so confused at that moment. I was just like, when did this happen? How did this happen? I thought I missed a class for a second, but I didn't miss a class. I went to every class that we've had so far. I was just so confused. I hate school, man. After having the shortest summer of my life, you know what? That's what explains it. I had such a short summer that I didn't have enough time for my brain to fully like recover from last quarter that I had. So my brain is still like secretly in summer mode. So it's like not listening to certain things the professor is saying. All my friends who are still in quarter system, they still got like 3 weeks to a month of summer, and I'm just here like, what the fuck, man? I got played. It is becoming so difficult to eat this, holy shit. It's just not rich enough for me, you know what I mean? Like, it's not rich enough for me to want to keep eating it. This is something that a friend taught me in college. She made this for me once, and it was like one of the most unhealthiest, but also one of like the richest mac and cheeses I've ever had. And there's literally only 2 ingredients: the pasta, the macaroni pasta, and Kraft singles. If you haven't tried it, try it out. I promise you, it'll be one of the best mac and cheeses you've ever had. I promise you guys, all right? It's so good, and it sounds ridiculous, and it sounds so simple. People usually put like, what, like milk, butter, like a bunch of like different stuff into mac and cheese. You don't need it. You only need 2 ingredients: mac and cheese. If I had this much pasta, I would put like maybe like 8 to 12 slices of Kraft singles alone in this. I don't know, it's very simple. If you're in college and you're watching this, make it. It's really simple, really cheap, and it tastes fucking amazing, all right? It'll save your ass. It's really, really good. It's a very, very rich. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be that good, but it really is. It really is that good. I have no more beverage. All right, the good news is we basically like finished off this plate. All there is left is the chicken. The chicken's pretty good, don't get me wrong. The chicken is like probably like the best part of that mac and cheese, but like I just didn't eat it because it was getting really dry for me because it's very, very carby, and I ran out of my beverage. I guess what we could do now is we can transfer the chicken, and bam, we have ourselves another chicken and gravy mac and cheese. In my opinion, there's like 2 types of mac and cheeses, and then it's like one of them is like the home style one, and it's a lot richer, but it's a lot more unhealthy for you, right? There's a lot more like shit that goes into it basically. And then there's the fine dining mac and cheese, which is oftentimes like a little bit more bland in my opinion, but like I guess you could say it's like a little bit more healthy for you. I don't know. It's kind of like fast food, right? When you get burgers, there's like fast food burgers, and there's also like gourmet burgers, right? There's like obviously differences that you can taste, and obviously a lot of people like gourmet burgers, but there's also a lot of people who just like prefer, like when they have their burgers, they like that fast food type of like high sodium, high cholesterol, high fats kind of burger, right? They prefer that kind of stuff, and that's totally understandable. It just comes down to personal preference. So like mac and cheese is the same way. There's like 2 different types. It's like the home style kind of like fast food one versus like the gourmet quality mac and cheese. And for me personally, I prefer the home style mac and cheese, which is why this is kind of lacking in flavor. But it's not terrible, it's not bad, right? Like I can definitely see like a lot of people enjoying this, but for me personally, it's like nothing too mind-blowing by any means. So worth a try, but it's definitely on the expensive side in my opinion. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to really say on the mac and cheese shop. All right, you guys already know how it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Deuces.